If you do not have goosebumps after that, you do not have a pulse. Joining me now is Stephen Vogt, who has wasted no time getting off of the field as a player, getting right into a coaching position. But before we get into the M's new coaching position, Stephen, welcome to the show. What gave you more goosebumps? Hearing your kids say your name over the public address announcement, or hitting that home run?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. But that day was all goosebumps from the beginning, right up till the end. It was the Oakland A's. What a wonderful tribute they did. And to hear my kids announce me, I was tearing up when I was in the box, and just so much, family. My wife, Alyssa, and my kids have been such a big part of everything that I've accomplished on the field. And it's just so neat to have them there, and to hear them announce our dad is everything you want, to share this with your kids, and then to end your career with a home run, knowing it's your last at bat. I still haven't really come down from that.
Now, did you know that Peyton, Clark, and Bennett were going to do that before you stepped into the box, or was that a surprise when you actually heard their voices when you were getting ready for your at bat?
A little bit of both. Thankfully, I caught wind of it the day before. Otherwise, I would have been a complete wreck. But I kind of forgot in the moment that it was going to happen, because it was, you're going up there to face Shohei Ohtani and get locked into your at bat, and all of a sudden I hear their voices come over the PA. And so there was a little bit of surprise when it did happen. But I did know it was coming, thankfully, so I didn't have to try and hit with actual tears in my eyes.
Okay, your first major league hit was a home run. Your last major league hit was a home run. It's been an incredible career in between those two at-bats. What's the one thing, if you can summarize, Stephen, that you take away from your time as a big leaguer?
Oof, one thing is tough, but I think for me it was whatever role I was given, I took it and made the most of it. I've been everything from a platoon catcher to an everyday player, to a complete backup, to the 26th man on the roster, you name it. I've had every role you can have in this game. And whatever that role was, I took it and tried to make the most of it. I tried to earn more time. I tried to fulfill that role to the best of my ability. And, I wasn't always the greatest player, been one of the worst players in the league, been right up there with some of the best in the league. And so for me, it was just taking whatever role I had in that moment and trying to make the most of it.
So many people would kill for one day at the big league level, Stephen, and you did it for 10 seasons. And you just told me that you tried to make the most of every opportunity. And something stuck out when I found out you were retiring. But your former teammate, and I'm assuming a friend, Dallas Braden, had this to say. He put it on Twitter. The last day that you were ever going to be in a big league uniform, you were out there catching bullpens. And he really recognized your hard work throughout all of what you did. You want a role model? Look no further than Stephen Vogt. This man will retire tomorrow. He will never put on another pair of shin guards or chest protector. And yet you're out there taking ground balls and doing the work that needs to be done. Why was that so important for you, to be that guy?
To me, it's part of being a professional. It's doing your job every day. Doesn't matter if there's one game left in the season and you're out of it. It doesn't matter if it's the first day of the season. You got to put your work in. And that was something that I'm proud of. I did my entire career. And on top of that, Alana, I was the type of player that had to practice. I had to keep working. I had to learn new things to stick around. And I didn't always have the most talent. I never took one day for granted. And that was one of the things that I wanted to finish strong with. And especially as you get older in your career, you're trying to be an example for the younger players. And when you preach that hard work and putting in the time will help and it'll pay off, if you're not going out and doing the work yourself, you're just words. You're not actions. And so for me, it's good accountability for me when I tell people, hey, you need to go work every day, because then that keeps pushing me to have to do my work. And one of the things that I will never take for granted is I got to play Major League Baseball till I was 37, almost 38 years old. And I had to keep working to fend off the young guys trying to come take the job, right? And that was something that you got to figure out a way to stick. You got to figure out a way to hang, because there's always somebody better, stronger, faster, and younger than you. So what are you going to do to separate yourself from the rest of the group? And that's something that I really took to heart, especially in the latter part of my career.
Now the Seattle Mariners quality control and bullpen coach. Why was it so important for you, Stephen, to get right into coaching after you decided to retire as a player?
Well, I really wanted to stay in the game. I wasn't sure in what capacity or what way, shape, or form, and I didn't know what opportunities were going to come my way. But as I was talking with teams about possible jobs for next year, it just became more and more clear to me that I wanted to stay in uniform, and I wanted to stay in the clubhouse and on the field and be able to work with guys and help them learn faster than I did. And I think that's one of the things I was fortunate to learn a lot over the course of my career. And if I can help one person learn something quicker than I did, then I've done my job. So I'm really, really excited and honored to be joining the Seattle Mariners organization and that coaching staff. And I'm really excited to get to Arizona and get going.
All right. Well, former catchers make phenomenal managers at the big league level. Perhaps this is the first step into that. Stephen Vogt retiring after 10 seasons. We appreciate your time. Congratulations on a wonderful career and best of luck on the coaching track.